Welcome to Real Laughs on Real Radio 103.1. I am your host for this evening. My name is Miguel Colon. Some of you may know me as the 2016 Monster Morning Comedian of the Year. And I am joined in studio with some of my good friends, Mr. James Young. What's up, James?
Man, I'm feeling pretty damn good on this Tuesday, man. Pretty damn
James,
good.
Your show is back. Tell them where they can find your show coming up soon and where they should choose.
Thank you so much, brother. The show I host on late night TV, The Lowdown, is on Xfinity, Comcast channel 1623. We resume production in October. We go back next week to start learning the new system. All new redesigned sets you're going to see. We look like the big boys now, so I'm excited to get in there. And the writer of that show is Mr. Mike Herlihy, who you're about to talk to next. So looking forward to it, Miguel.
What up, Mike? Excited to go back to work or just done with it now?
No, you know, it's one of those things. I got to go on the studio tour last week, and then I dropped in, and they're like 99.9% done with everything, and the place looks amazing. I was actually telling James they named all the theaters after great African Americans in history. And do you know the name of the theater that James Young's show, The Lowdown, will actually be filming in? Do you know what the name is?
If it's not the Chadwick Boseman Theater, I'm walking out.
Amen.
Oh. What's the name?
Well, apparently there were two great African Americans that they feel they needed to celebrate, so they combined it into one name. Unfortunately, Chadwick did not make the cut. It's the Obama Mandela Theater.
The Obama Mandela? Oh, are you kidding me? The Obama Mandela?
Yep.
Welcome to the Obama Mandela Theater.
The one where the point of view, the show with all the ladies will be filming, is a combination of Omarosa, I believe, and someone else. And then the green room, or the theater where we have, it's just all green screen, the floor and everything else. They're calling the Dashiki Theater.
Power to the people, Miguel.
Yeah.
Power to the people.
It's the ODB / OJ Simpson washroom. Both of them got to make sure they wash right.
Oh my God!
Mike, if you were opening this theater, you want to name it after great Italians and Irishmen. Like, what would be some of the mashups?
The Luciano Gotti Theater.
Yeah.
Hey, where's the Luciano Gotti Theater? Hey, why don't you mind your own goddamn
business?
Hey, if you gotta ask, you don't belong there.
Hey, where do I get a ticket for the Luciano Gotti? Whoa, you don't just walk up to the Luciano Gotti Theater. Go talk to the theater around the corner. They'll make an introduction in a week or so.
You go up back, you knock on the door, the little slat slides open, you see some eyes, you look at them, you say, cannolis taste overdone today. You go in, you watch a show. They got that guy, James Young. He's one of the good ones. You're gonna like him. He's one of the good ones.
You mean the eggplant? The eggplant?
I didn't say it. You said it. You know what I was saying, but I didn't say it.
I'm glad you said it for me, though. It would have been tense.
You know how it gets? You know how it gets with those people?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Such a musical type. Yeah.
What I say?
If you want tickets to the Luciano Gotti Theater, you call the bar, you ask for Nikki. What do I do then? There is no Nikki. Somebody will get back to you. You call, hey, can I speak to Nikki? There's no Nikki. You hang up the payphone, you look, a guy's looking at you, he's like, how many you need? First of all, I'm shocked I found a payphone. Now I mean, James, what would have been your if I would have had the Luis Guzman / every bodega owner theater. You know, the great Puerto Ricans in society.
Oh, who would I get? It'd have to be something like, I would go with like the Pookie, fresh out of jail, PO officer. Keep it real, you know. Get back to the streets.
The Obama Mandela Theater.
Obama Mandela.
Because it's not even Obama.
No,
it's Mandela.
Did you see it was meant to be M.A.?
Yeah.
It's like they want the Brangelina Jolie thing going
on. That was the worst thing when they started doing that. That was god awful.
Couple names.
Bennifer.
Yeah, man.
Bennifer.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you should definitely like. you know, as they are they going to name everything? Because as they start running out of names, and I know everybody there is like mostly from Senegal, correct? Like they're
Yeah.
just going to start getting into like, welcome to the Child Soldier Warehouse.
Oh my God!
And this is our Forrest Whitaker copy or printer combo.
It's got one drawer open like a lazy eye.
Oh my God!
No, it's not the whole room, just the printer.
Yeah. Do you want
Welcome to
any
the Sierra
coffee?
Leone Blood Diamond Ballroom.
Yeah. Welcome to the Somali Pirate Lounge. Our matey.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's great.
Oh my
And this is
God.
our Bill Cosby refreshment hall.
Yeah. This is our Bill Cosby water fountain. Don't use it.
Use it.
Ever.
It's right across the street from it's right across from the Hannibal Buress vending machine. He'll tell you, don't use it.
Use it. I'm gonna start going to the. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just love to go into like your building and really like, this is the Joe Pesci green room. What? You got a problem with the green room? No.
I amuse you.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
God.
lie. My office may or may not have a water heater in it. It was definitely an afterthought office. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
They're like, are they gonna name your office like for a white person that like really helped out like the cause? Like, you got the Obama Mandela Theater. You got like the Jackie Robinson something.
No, they put my office right by the front door, so anyone who walks in, they can go, "Oh, look, they got one."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, the police are by again. If you want to, go do your thing.
Yeah, your thing. Stand there and be white.
Yeah. What is this? The MC Search office. Hey, he did a lot.
He did. MC Search did a lot.
He did a lot.
The Jason Kidd Lounge. All
the
right.
Jason Kidd Lounge. Welcome to the Phil Jackson room. That guy.
That guy.
Cared.
My God. Mhm.
I love it, man. How did you do that whole first interaction when you're like, because I know this building's amazing and it's beautiful. James has been telling me all about it. And then you saw the Obama Mandela thing and you're like,
Yeah. That's going to send a strong message to some people visiting. Because
yeah.
we have a live studio audience that's going to be visiting. So I can imagine some people's face, like on vacation from like Arkansas, maybe walk in like, wait a
I
minute.
think it's going to go over the heads of most
Yeah.
people. They're just
They're
going to be
gonna
like,
think so?
"Oh, that must be an African word I'm not familiar with."
Obama Mandela!
Nancy, Nancy, take a picture with me underneath the Mandela Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be
Nancy.
some jerk off know-it-all is gonna be like, Obama Mandela, Jesus, guys, read a book. He was the third king next to Xerxes. I think he brought
Xerxes!
cardamom.
He was
like some
Xerxes.
spice.
He actually,
Xerxes. Oh my God.
they give Carter too much credit. This is the guy that did the peanut butter thing everybody talks
Yeah,
about.
yeah, that's that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that dude.
Like 62 kinds of walnut
Yeah.
butter or something. I don't know.
Textile looms, big stuff.
Yeah. This guy was very, very
Oh,
big in the textiles agency.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he was
liberal history books aren't going to bring it up.
Thomas Edison's
Liberal.
valet, who said, "Wouldn't it be cool if we didn't use fire to light things all the time?" And Thomas Edison was like, "I
Yeah.
got you, boo."
I
This
got
guy-
you, boo.
This guy
He
over
gets
here
it.
with the big brain,
He gets it. He gets it.
Anyway, I'm going to go to the Dishiki place. That sounds interesting.
The shicky.
I think I tried some of that once. I didn't care for it. I like my fish cooked.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dishiki's very fancy. It's very fancy. So I get what they're doing here.
Pricey,
Hey,
pricey.
Yeah, let's go to the Chris Tucker Emporium real quick.
Chris Tucker. A lot of edibles. A lot of edibles.
Yeah.
Amazingly, the bathrooms are still called George Michael. I don't get that at all. That doesn't line up. That doesn't
Wow.
line up.
Officer would be right. Officer,
Doesn't set right.
if you could touch my body.
Sir, this is my stall. Could you get out?
Yeah. Oh man.
Slide
Well,
out real quick.
no, despite everything, I'm still proud.
Thank you. Thank you.
I tell you
Oh,
what,
it's gonna
though,
be a
man.
good time.
Well, if you guys have always had dreams of late night hosting, and
Yep.
This is big. I know we all, because we're in the comedy world. You know what it is to the audience. I want to let you guys know we're seasoned comics. We don't believe anything until 10 days after it happened. You know,
Amen.
like we don't believe
Amen.
anything. So like
Anything.
we're always like I think sometimes we're all rooting for each other and more excited for each other at the moment than some of us are, because you
Yeah.
guys, to everybody, we joke around about the show, but these guys have been trying to make this happen for a few years now. James has been
Years.
doing this even longer. And I mean,
7 years.
now it's here, guys. I mean, you got a studio, you got everything, but still there's always a part of us as comedians that are like, oh, when the check clears, when the show airs, when it's 2 seasons down the road, then
Then
you'll
it's real.
catch me celebrating. But I got to be
Exactly.
honest. There's to you guys. Oh, what is what's something that you're really proud about this about, like show wise? What's something you're really proud of the show with?
I'll say what makes me proud is 6 years ago, Eves looked at me and he goes, James, look, you're a funny guy. I've seen your show. You're a great comedian. I know I don't pay you a lot of money. I know that. I know how much you sacrifice to make your show good, because it was just me back in the day doing everything. He goes, if you stick with me, one day you're going to have a late night talk show that you can be proud of.
Yeah.
And
That's
that day for me has arrived. And he kept his word. And that's one thing I'll say about my boss. Shout out to Eves. He keeps his word and he is a loyal dude. So I that day has arrived for me. And it still hasn't sank in though, Miguel.
And
yeah.
Even after all the stuff. Go
along
ahead.
the
I'm sorry,
same
Mike.
lines for me, I saw Eves the other day when I went through the theater, and he came up to me. He's like, Mike, I know I don't pay you a lot of money. And then he just walked away.
But he kept it real. He didn't lie.
Now,
So
excuse
much.
me. I'm going to the Sandy Koufax Lounge.
Yeah.
God, that's good. That's
That's
good.
cool
Yeah,
though,
man.
man. I am really
It
proud for you
is.
guys, and I mean that
Thank you.
honestly, just
Thank you.
because um, something that an audience might not know is all of us have had so many opportunities that we don't talk about here that have slipped away from us, disappeared, been total
Yep.
BS. I mean, there
Yep.
there is a honest to God, there hasn't been a comic, guys, who's a working comic who's appeared on Real Laughs who didn't almost have it once. Every
Yeah.
person who's come on, Ken Miller, James Yon, me, Mike Hurley, Devin Siebold, anyone who's stopped on this show has had that opportunity in their hands. They didn't want to tell anybody about it, and it literally disappeared and turned into nothing at
Yeah.
no fault of their own. They
That's
didn't
just the
do
way this
anything to
business
lose
works.
it. That's
No,
just the
man.
business.
And
So when you get to
we've
where
got.
you guys,
And then you
Go
got
ahead.
other guys like our good friend Akeem Woods, who we know as the guy who's his favorite line is, "Are you going to finish that before you
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
taking a bite of food?" And I just saw he posted today or yesterday, he got a writing job on BET.
look at that,
Yep.
man.
I
Yep.
guess I think Godfrey recommended him for a writing gig. So that just shows how it goes. You can work your butt off for years after years after years, and then finally turn it into something. Or you can just be sitting around to get a call going, "Hey, I mentioned you for a writing gig. You write for BET now." I don't write jokes. They don't know that. Get your
Yeah.
paycheck. You know? Done.
So
But
funny.
very, very
So
happy
funny.
for him. Very, very happy
Yeah,
for
me
him.
too. Shout out to Akeem.
Well, guys, man, I'm really happy for both of you guys though, because I truly have
Thank you,
seen
Miguel.
what you've
Thank
put
you.
into this. I've watched you guys take hits, and I know both of you guys could have quit this at any time and found other opportunities. But sticking through it, it's really dope, and I can't wait to see a show in Central Florida run by two comedians. And I know the potential for it's going to
Thank
be
you.
great. So I want
Thank you,
everybody
brother.
in the audience to check it out. Once again, tell everybody where they can look it up, find it up, watch it, so they can get ready for it coming out soon.
We are currently on Xfinity Comcast channel 1623. It's called The Lowdown with James, written by Mike Hurley.
And if you guys needed to get funnier, just hire Akeem. All right, guys. When we come back from break, I want to talk about it's a couple fancy days. It's National Coffee Day, and I got some weird stuff to discuss with that. But you'll hear more of that in a minute. You're listening to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Welcome back to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host this evening, Miguel Jr. As always, if you can't catch us every Monday through Thursday night at 9 p.m., you could always hear us on iTunes, iHeartRadio app, and you can check out our YouTube videos as well. Please like and subscribe. Joined in studio today by my good friends and fellow comedians James Yon and Mr. Mike Hurley. Today is Tuesday the 29th, and it is National Coffee Day / Starbucks Day. But
Yeah.
Starbucks threw themselves into National Coffee Day. And it's
They
like, if
did.
it's National Coffee Day, it's like everyone's coffee day, not just
Mm.
Starbucks. But that'd be like, hey man, it's National Hispanic Month / Rosie Perez Month. You know, like you don't get to just
But
do that.
to me, Starbucks is the Jay-Z of the coffee industry. Let me tell you why. They started out like, oh, it's coffee, man. Coffee's cheap. And people were like, but I bet we can make some real money at this by charging more for it. People were willing to pay $5 for a milkshake 10 years ago. Frappuccinos are
Yeah.
milkshakes, man. And they got people paying $5, $6, $7 for one. So to me, yo, they are the cartel for coffee. So my hat's off to Starbucks, man.
Well,
I don't like the coffee. Go ahead.
yeah, they pretty much got coffee on lockdown. I mean, when you
They
think
do.
about it, you can
They
name like
do.
5 or 6 burger places off the top of your head. But with Starbucks, I mean, the biggest competitor was Dunkin' Donuts, who switched over to Dunkin', and even Dunkin's not like, you got people from Boston and New England that love
Yeah.
Dunkin' coffee, and that's it. But you don't even have a Dunkin' in every city in every
There's not a
state in the
Dunkin' in
country.
No.
every airport. Yeah.
No, no, it's not.
Starbucks, because it goes Starbucks, Dunkin', and then whatever local place you want to stand up. Like, oh, Foxtail's my coffee place. Oh, Austin's my coffee shop. But it's not like a national one. And then the
No.
thing is too, like Starbucks, people who haven't, go get their coffee from Starbucks. They're working on something. They're going to work. Guys who are getting their coffee at Dunkin' are like trying to just like wake
gotta
up
go.
from a hangover,
Yeah.
or they're gonna go back to work at their construction site and
Yep.
fight their foreman. You know,
In
In
like
fact, I think you just mentioned why Starbucks is so popular. They made it a place where you come and you stay and you keep buying stuff throughout the day. They give you free Wi-Fi. Yeah, bring your laptop in, write your next novel, hang out, keep buying stuff while you're here. Dunkin's built to go. Like you come in, you
Dunkin's
get your
like,
stuff, go.
if you're still sitting at your table after you finish your donut, the guy at Dunkin's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And you're like, "I just finished my get out of here!" Yeah, he's like chasing you with a bat. Get out of my store, you psycho! You're like, "What is going on?"
You psycho.
Huge fan of Starbucks. We were just talking about him, comedian Godfrey out in
Yeah.
New York. Huge fan of Starbucks. Love Starbucks. In fact, I worked with him all weekend about 2 years ago, and he was really nice to me. So when he came back through town, I brought him a Starbucks gift card, just as like a, hey man, I owed you a couple of coffees from last time we worked together. And he did a video last week where he's like, look, I can drastically reduce cops shooting black people. Watch this. He's like, look at me, dangerous looking black man. And then he reaches
Yes.
off screen and he grabs a Starbucks cup. He's like, all of a sudden, not a threat. He's like, why is it with a black man holding a frappe harmless? He's like, so I feel like all black men should have to carry around just a Starbucks cup everywhere you go. You don't look like you're not up to any good, with a Starbucks
But
cup in your
I
hand.
think when he held the Starbucks in his hand, he was like, "Greetings, officer."
Yeah. Look, I have one for you as well.
Salutations, my good man.
Let him go. Jesus Christ, I didn't see the Starbucks. I'm gonna put a bullet in him. Jesus.
Felt like
But
he
you gotta
drinking
remember,
Dunkin'.
if you're black
Yeah.
and you're in Starbucks without a Starbucks cup, that's when you're getting arrested.
Yeah.
That's
Remember
true. That's
when they
true.
had the 2 real estate guys?
Yeah, they were
The
just
black
in
guys
Starbucks.
in Philly.
Yeah.
They were just sitting there in Starbucks, and someone called the cops. And it turned out these were like multi,
Yeah.
put together all these big real estate deals. You can't judge a book anymore, guys.
That's why nobody gets the cops called on him in Dunkin'. Because Frankie, the morning guy's like, "What's going on? He's got a gun? Give me my bat. Get out of here! Get out of here, you psycho! Ah!"
You psycho.
Oh,
I love
Frankie
that guy.
Yeah. Oh, Frankie from Dunkin'. 2 doors as a dog gunner in Nam. I tried to let those little yellow bastards kill me, and they couldn't. You think you'll get me? Huh? Oh, you think I'm getting switchblade by a Dominican kid? Get out of here.
You
Eat your
psycho.
crawler.
You
Eat your crawler. It's a good job. I love Dunkin'.
I'm
I love
sorry. This job just triggers me. Every time I see a hole in a donut, I think of the holes in the kids who never made it home.
Yeah. All those
Jesus.
boys with flags draped on them, and who cared? Who cared? Sorry, I get it. Frankie, you're 38. You weren't in Nam. I know. I like to
I've seen
pretend.
Platoon 16 times.
Oh my God!
Yesterday.
I have a vivid imagination, and I drink all this goddamn Dunkin' coffee. I'm wired. Okay, I'm wired.
You maniac.
Yeah, you psycho. if you work at Krispy Kreme, they're just like, and let me ask you a question real quick. Welcome to Krispy Kreme.
Oh,
A
he
or hard R?
froze.
We froze you. If you work at Krispy
They're
Kreme,
like, all right. Oh. I said, if you
too
work
much,
at Krispy Kreme, the only question they ask you in the application is, welcome to Krispy Kreme. A or hard R? How are you ending it?
No, there's no wrong answer, kid. There's no wrong
No
answer.
wrong answer. The question is, how many times a day do you say
Hey.
it to inanimate objects and people just minding their business?
yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a stressful day. I had like 24 donuts come in without holes in them. Yeah, those were Boston creams, Frankie. I took care of them. Don't ask me how. I got the holes.
Oh,
And I re-creamed them. You know? Are these pineapple donuts? They are not, and you're welcome.
Hey, the
Oh
only
my
reason we
God.
call them Boston creams is because we know the guys from the unions in Southie aren't going to eat them if we call them eclairs.
Yeah, exactly. We had to call them Freedom Eclairs in Philly, and then we call them the Patriots Suck in New York. It's the only way to sell them. It's the only
Like
way
hot
to sell
cake.
'em. Yeah, yeah.
What was it, 2 years ago when the Patriots were in the Super Bowl, the Dunkin' Donuts by my house actually made Patriots on all the Boston creams. They put Patriots. And I'm like, you can tell these are Patriots donuts because they have 10% less filling.
Oh. Oh, goes down smoother when you take 10% out.
Frankie, we like you, but all your ideas for donuts aren't going to work anymore. You're like, I'm out there with creative ideas and nobody cares. Nobody cares. You worked at the Boston store too long. Some of these donuts aren't going to sell around the rest of the country. What do you mean? Punch a minority donut? That's not what I'm making everywhere. Yell at a store clerk for doing their job, donut.
When people order their coffee black, you can't call them darky.
Yeah.
That's
I don't even want to work here. Are you donuts or are you doughs?
Yeah. You know what?
God.
I'm ashamed to say the only real hard worker here is that Mexican kid with autism. Frankie, that's a mop. Like, what?
He talks funny. He's speaking Spanish.
Because he didn't understand English, you know?
Yeah. I may have taken a handful of Lortabs. What of it? It's Wednesday. Not my case.
They give me 90 pills. I decide when to take all 90.
Sorry, I got PTSD. You weren't in combat. Yeah, I know. But I watched the A-Team my whole childhood. They couldn't shoot. I was freaked. You ever watch the A-Team and just hoping they shoot somebody?
And I took I-4 here this morning, so you know that makes a thing.
I'll tell you this, but jokes aside, from racial Boston donut clerks, hasn't I-4 changed? Like, I will avoid it in that 15 minutes to a drive. I will, just because I-4 to me is all about the other guy. I don't trust the other guy on I-4. And there's so many times where I've added time to my drive. James, sometimes when I go to your place, I will take 1792. Cruising. And it's an extra like 20 minutes, but it's no I-4.
Because as they're working on I-4, because they're building I-4, so every day they change what the lanes are. It's like labyrinth every day. You don't know where you're going. You're just like, you're like, I hope this works.
Should have gone straight to the castle of the Goblin King.
With what they're doing downtown right now, with all the on and off and changing this,
it's
like these people drove like crap when they knew where the road went. Now that it's going in different directions, it's just it's crazy out there right now.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts. Hey, I did while we have time, and I took us on a weird place. I did want to talk about some weird coffees, though. If anyone remembers, that's how this started.
Yeah.
3 weird coffees. And I know we've heard of one. I know you guys have heard of it. I'm butchering it. I think it's called Kopi Luwak. It's that Indonesian coffee where the beans are collected from the feces of the civet cat that the civet cat eats and feasts on these coffee bean leaves. Then it poops them out.
Mm-hmm.
The beans are collected, and that's what's used to make the coffee because of like the stomach enzymes on this animal.
I remember they did that with. I remember there was a ferret years and years ago. They talked about
I
feeding
think that's what
beans
this
to
thing is
ferrets.
called. The civet cat is actually like a ferret or something
Oh,
like that.
okay, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, animal
James,
poop coffee.
First time
Sure.
hearing about this, James? Because I see the
It's the
face.
first time. I'm like, well, first off, you always think about how certain cuisines started. Who
Yeah.
thought this up? Like, you know what we should do? We should let the ferret eat the beans, then we let it poop it out, then we make the coffee.
This
Huh?
guy was still smarter than the oyster guy. I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
It
this rock's got poop in it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat it.
I'm gonna try
It
it.
goes back
I'm
to
gonna
the
do
guy who looked at a cow and said, "Just go suck one." Which one? Suck one. See what comes out. Is
So I'm
it
gonna tell
good?
you what.
Is it good? Okay, that's ours now. That's ours.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
that's
Tell you what
ours.
happened. The first two were bulls, but then I found a cow. And then it worked out.
I think it's gonna be different. And then that guy
Yeah.
was like, "I think I prefer the bull. I don't know what that says about me." You got any more of those donuts? No, the ones
Yeah.
Frankie made.
Get out of here, you psycho! Ah! Hey, 2 other coffees. This one's gonna gross you out too. It's from Taiwan. It's monkey spit coffee, and the macaque monkeys spit out the coffee bean seeds after they eat up these like coffee berries. They spit the seeds out. The seeds are collected, and once again, there's like a unique saliva on it that causes it to ferment and taste differently. And then the last kooky coffee that I found is black ivory coffee from Thailand. And this coffee comes from the Arabic beans that are eaten by elephants. And then they dig through the dung, pull out the coffee bean, lightly wash it, and then make the
Lightly.
coffee with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, just a little
Oh.
spritz.
I feel like the monkey one is how HIV was created. I feel like that was.
Oh,
First, make sure you add that these monkeys were in a government lab.
yeah. Macaque.
Yeah, I don't want to get monkey AIDS from a macaque who's spitting up coffee beans, but I also don't want to not be the cool kid in the coffee shop. Like
True.
from now on, I'm gonna go to Starbucks from now on, and I'm gonna be like, "Do you got any Kopi Luwak?" They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. How about any monkey spit coffee? Black ivory coffee? No. Well, I guess I'll get a venti. You know."
That's funny. That's
They're
funny.
like, somebody in the back's asking for monkey spit coffee. Get that psycho out of here! Ah! Hey,
This
guys,
is Dunkin'.
Dunkin'! Ah! We're going to commercial. We're back live with Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Welcome back to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host, Miguel Colon Jr., joined in virtual studio with Mr. Mike Hurley and Mr. James Yon. And guys, I heard a story that happened this week. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I want to kind of get your take on it. This weekend, Joe and Jennifer Montana, Joe Montana, football Joe,
Okay.
faced down kidnappers at their house. A woman came into their house and tried to kidnap their child. And the woman's name, I'm going to butcher it. Sodsia. So we'll call her Lisa. Dalza.
Yeah.
39 years old, charged with kidnapping and burglary, came into their home to try to snatch their kid. Now,
How did she get in?
I don't know. Like
How
they
old?
say burglary, so I don't know. The kid's like 2 years old.
2 years.
So
Okay.
it was like a little kid. But
Are we sure that's Joe Montana's kid?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah,
2
he's still
years?
pumping them. Yeah, yeah.
I think that's more of a pump fake right there. I think
Oh!
she. Forgive my sports terminology, but I think someone else did the pumping on that one.
Gotcha.
When's the last time you guys heard of a kidnapping though? Like of a kid? Like I was thinking kidnapping nowadays is always like somewhere in another country they nab your hot daughter. But like I haven't heard of like a kidnapping with a kid. And it made me want to ask you guys, honestly, you remember how much they pounded into our heads about kidnapping when we were kids? Like in
Yes.
the 80s,
Yeah.
90s, it was a lot of like, this is how you avoid kidnapper. This is what you got to do if you're kidnapped. This kidnapped. Have you guys ever even talked to your kids about kidnapping? Is that something we even talk about anymore? Because I don't know.
Yeah,
To be honest-
I've gone over it with my kids. Like since Aiden was very young, we had like a safe word, like, you know, because one of the things they always tell you about is give your kids a word that only the two of you know.
Yeah.
So the kid doesn't fall for that. He's in a situation and some adult comes up to him and says, "Hey, I'm friends with your mom and dad. Your dad's in the hospital. Your mom's with them. I came to pick you up," you know, and now he's got a word. I don't remember giving one to Oliver. Aiden has a
Yeah.
safe word. Oliver, it's like, yeah, if you trust the guy, go with him. I don't know what to tell you.
Oliver.
Get in the car, you psycho!
But I think maybe
Something happened to your old man. Get in my car.
I think maybe kidnappers now are kind of like, dude, you can't even grab a kid anymore. They got the phones, they got the GPS,
Yeah.
they got the tracking and the sneakers. Like most of the times when your Amber Alert goes off, the first thing they do is the suspect. 90% of the time now, it seems like it's like a custody issue where it's a father or a mother. It's someone who knows them taking them. Yeah, you don't really see these, these kidnap for ransom things anymore.
Like
That's weird.
if it's ransom, it's an adult in another country, and he's like he or she's like a reporter, and they got held, and then, but like but I mean, there's a lot of things besides. So we had like kidnapping was a big one. James, when you were younger, did your parents ever talk to you, or your mom ever talk to you about like kidnapping or anything?
Oh my God, yeah! Because remember back in the day, it was all about missing kids. Like
Missing
I was
kids,
around for Adam Walsh, so for us, it was beating our heads. Strangers, don't get in the car, don't talk to anybody. There's people snatching kids. So absolutely, growing up in the '80s, '90s, kidnapping was very, very big. But nowadays, you really don't hear about that like as much. You really don't.
Okay. Oh, it was Joe Montana and his wife confronted a woman suspected of trying to kidnap their grandchild. Saturday.
I'm sorry, guys.
That makes more sense.
That makes way more. I was just thinking he's still Keith Richards in it, and I was like, he's still pumping in.
Oh, yeah.
But it was his grandkid. Okay.
Well, and apparently the funny thing is Joe Montana.
He threw the baby for 66 yards.
No, he got into a tussle with her and she fumbled it. So no, but he did attempt to. It says he attempt to grab and that's the problem with QBs. They never had to do the hard work of actually putting a hit on. You drop the shoulder, Joe. You drop the shoulder.
Yeah.
So but it was his grandkid.
Okay. Yeah,
crazy.
Growing up though, man, like
that's scary as hell though.
Yeah, we used to have cops every now and then come to the school to just like teach you about stuff. And I don't know how it is now because I don't have kids. And I know kids are way more aware of stuff now, so they probably don't need a visit from an officer to tell them the world's dangerous. But I remember the cop would come into school and they would be like, "You are going to be kidnapped." Okay,
My grandfather was actually that guy. He was on the police force in Hartford, Connecticut for 30 years, and he came to my nursery school in my first grade. It was the officer-friendly program. They bring in a coloring book.
God, we need to bring him back.
They come in a suit. Look to your left. Look to your right. One of you will be dead by the time you're 9.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it will be at the hands of one of your other friends.
Hey, Frank, what are you doing here? You work at Dunkin' Donuts. Shut up. Get out of here, you psycho.
Hey, I'm a volunteer. I'm in the Explorers program. I can't be putting the holes in Boston creams my entire life.
I got dreams, people. Dreams. I
hear they give you a badge. You get to shoot people. It seems like a good deal. I like to eat the donuts rather than make them for a change.
I want you kids to close your eyes and picture rotting in the back of a dumpster while cats eat your eyeballs. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't look both ways.
Hey, all right, guys. I got to cut this short. I got tickets to see the lowdown over at the Obama Mandela Theater tonight.
Obama Mandela Theater.
The missus and I don't get to get out much. We're looking to have a good time.
I'm going to take this fine Carmel girl from down the street. She's going to love it. I'm like, hey, look, the Obama Mandela. This theater.
Caramel girl.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's not a 50s song by some white bebop group.
Ooh,
my caramel girl.
Caramel girl, my father would be sad. Ooh, doo, doo, doo. Caramel girl, you make my priest so mad. Ooh, doo, doo. But we stole your music.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's be racist about all the things we stole from people and then get mad when they do it themselves. You know?
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, when I got older, I'll tell you to cut aside doo-wop music. Like when I got older, because my father had all his own records and stuff. So and
my mom too.
He was into like 70s funk and stuff like
So was
that.
my
So
mother.
we didn't have a lot of doo-wop in the house, but I heard it a lot because it'd be on the radio. I had no clue these doo-wop singers were white.
Oh yeah.
And then I started, and I was like, "What? how'd this happen? And then
Mhm.
tragically, I learned a lot, like how so many black artists recorded these albums, made these albums, and
Yep.
then they were taken by like radio heads and studio heads, and they were like, "I got the perfect 4 Italian guys for this album," you
Yep.
know.
Yep.
So just saying, Mike, James, don't let that happen with you. Like, don't let don't let the lowdown be taken over by like Micronesians. They're like, I like the concepts, you know.
Hey, if they're willing to pay, they can have it.
Yeah.
Mike
That's
will be writing.
me too.
Mike will be writing in Sanskrit. Like, all right, guys, you're gonna love this joke. The teleprompter's just running up. It's all symbols and pictographs. You
That's
know?
it.
I imagine it'd be easier to write for me over there. I just got to put some American guy in a diaper with a mullet and a MAGA hat, and they're like, "This is genius. We
This
want him
kid.
every episode. This is our Bumblebee. This
Yeah,
is
the Bumblebee guy.
Our Bumblebee. That's funny. Oh my
He just
god.
got a catchphrase. Welcome to America.
Durga durga durga.
Durga durga. Durga durga durga.
They're just like
Oh
a
my
standing ovation. Like it symbolizes so much, and we're like, these guys are crazy.
Every punchline is like, guess I'll have a beer.
I'll use my credit card to pay for it later.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, we got an election coming up. What are we? Are we less than? God, are we
Like
are we
40 days?
40
something like
days
that?
away.
Something like that.
We got the debates coming up. I'm really excited about the debates because I feel like
I'm actually looking forward to debates this year.
Oh,
Not even joking, bro.
This is gonna be the 2 old guys arguing over the kids driving too fast. Like that's the only thing they're
Yes.
gonna agree on at the end. The only thing the 2 candidates are gonna agree on is kids are driving way too fast and their music's way too loud. You know.
Yep.
Other than that, it is going to be the grumpy old men showdown. And I'm not excited how it ends. Like this is basically I'm like, so the First Order and the Empire are gonna fight and one of them's gonna win. Great. You know, great.
I love how this election, one of the actual stories is, okay, the White House staff saying, look, Trump will leave the White House peacefully. We swear he will. Like, yeah, like he has a choice. Like, if I don't win, I'm not leaving. No. You can't do that.
I just love how the whole Republican Party has me questioning whether I understand English or not. Because no matter what he says, 5 minutes later, they all come out. You misunderstood what he was saying. I'm like, how come I speak the same language as him? How come I need a translator? But you guys all perfectly understand that what he said, he meant the exact opposite.
I'm like, can you guys just write it down for me then and just hand me the notes? Because something's getting lost in translation here.
The same note you wrote him to say. Can I get that? Yeah.
I think the most recent thing, like more than the taxes and more than the I'm not going to peacefully turn over, and you know the fact that don't you your mail-in ballots, and then he's like coming on Twitter going, hey Florida, make sure you get those mail-in ballots, and not to mention he also mails in his voting ballot, but that's neither here nor there. Is the fact that he's just his own party can't get behind him on anything. You know, he's just
our president's gaslighting us like we're in a relationship with him, and he's yelling at us because we left the refrigerator door open. We're like, we don't have a fridge. Like, why do I feel guilty about this? But we don't have a fridge. He's like, yeah, you know why we don't have a fridge? Because Joe Biden.
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to send Frank in if he loses. Get out of here, you psycho!
Yeah! I'm not in your house anymore! Freaking psycho! Ah! You want to see nuts? I'll show you nuts!
Oh, you're nuts!
You know what? All I can say is if he does get voted out and he's in that White House, I expect every single one of these red-blooded, proud American boys who've been out there with their guns and their pepper spray defending our street corners throughout the country, I expect they're going to use all that energy to go drag him out, because now he is taking over the base of our presidency. Like, now you have a chance to show how patriotic you are, and how the whole time it wasn't about just being a loyalist bootlicker to him. It was about defending the Constitution. You guys go in there, use your guns, pull them on out. And let's hear now why that's not a good idea.
I don't know why we didn't just, if we needed a candidate to run against Donald Trump, we didn't just go with like John Cena. Because then his base would have been torn apart. Like, they'd be like, oh no. On one hand, we got the best businessman, but if North Korea tried something, they wouldn't be able to see him.
Yeah.
Okay, Billy Bob, listen to me right quick. See, I'm torn. See, my spirit's with Trump, but my heart's with Cena. Look at him. He's beautiful. God darn it.
He's talking about running Cena Austin party. Stone Cold and Cena.
Did you see The Rock came out this week? Dwayne
And
The Rock
supported.
Johnson?
Yeah.
And he's already done like interviews with Kamala and Biden. Like he's in there running it. And I'm just like, I would love to see, you know what? If Trump gets to bring Ivanka on stage with him at the debate, I want to see The Rock go up and just stand behind Joe Biden. So when Trump starts doing that shark circling move, just so he can be like, no, jabroni.
Hit him with a rock bottom.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I want Biden to come walking out with all the NWO.
Yeah.
Like just and the outsiders, you know?
New World Order.
I'm sure Trump would go for it. He's got some wrestling background with the WWE.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Right?
He's in WWE Hall
In the Hall of
of Fame,
Fame.
man.
Yeah.
He's actually was with NWO. Yeah, so that would be a shocker.
So this would be nice. It'd be like a flip in the script thing. Like,
they just
gotta
go
find your own team.
Well, hey guys, that's our show for today. What did we learn today? Monkey spit out some pretty good coffee. You don't mess with Frankie over at Dunkin' Donuts.
Get out of here,
you psycho! And for the first time ever, the biggest question in our presidency is, will he leave if he loses? Our president is basically the college kid that's subleasing your apartment. And you're like, technically, I can't get him to go. He's just got his Broncos and his dreams.
He's like, have you guys never heard of squatters' rights?
Yeah, I just wrote that. It's my 182nd executive orders.
I live here. I sold the house to me.
That's funny. I sold the house to me.
What do you mean? I put it up on
Nobody knows real estate more than me.
Hey guys, thank you for listening to the show. We'll be back tomorrow night. Listen to Real Life.